It's hard to watch. Children circled a mother, then pinned her against a fence, dragging the mother and her son to the ground, continuously beating them.
These children are going to have to live with this for the rest of their lives. And the children are our future, so it's not fair.
Police say it started when the 33-year-old mother, her young son, and daughter were walking near 106 and Bensley in the South Deering neighborhood. A group of kids then started chasing after them, calling them names and taunting them. Both the mother and son were beaten so badly they were taken to a hospital. Word of the attack spread quickly on social media, causing outrage among many parents. One day after the attack, demonstrators showed up at Orville T. Bright Elementary School after some posted on social media threatening to harm the children behind the attack. Several police officers showed up blocking the entrance of the school to protect kids inside. Shanice Davis lives in the neighborhood and says she recognizes the attackers.
This is not the first time the kids have done this. Just talk around the streets that these kids have pretty much been raising themselves and they have not been held accountable. They have vandalized cars. They have harassed adults and children.
To know and to find out even now that other families are affected by this. We're meeting families out here that their children been bullied and been beat on.
Chicago Police District Council member Joseph Williams was inside talking with the principal, the mother, and CPS administration.
Accountability is going to be key because if this has been going on, we need to make sure that principal be held accountable for her actions as well. This should have been documented. Parents should have been called to the school, and we got to make sure all around that is some type of accountability that's happening here.
You know, I wasn't going to do a video about this because typically whenever I do a video, it's in regards to something that happens in Canada, or if it's about a video in the US, typically it will relate to Canada or, somehow tie into something in regards to us as well. But when I saw this video, I said, my blood was boiling so much that I said, I'm going to touch on this one. I said, I'm going to touch on this one because the thing is, you guys saw the news clip. You didn't really see the video that was circulating all over social media, X and TikTok and Instagram and all that kind of stuff. I can't find the original video. But ladies and gentlemen, this is bad. So it looked like a mother, a son, and I believe a daughter as well. I think there was 2 kids. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I know there was a son there for sure. And this woman is pregnant. I said, this woman is pregnant. Now, this happened in Chicago. What looks like to be a bunch of badass kids. And if you guys get a chance, I'm telling you, go try to find the actual video on social media so that you can really see what I'm talking about. And I didn't even want to find the video to show you because of how disturbing it actually is. So, ladies and gentlemen, before I continue with this video, I do want to mention that if you have kids around, you should probably tell them to go watch Peppa Pig for a few minutes. Because, typically in Canada, we're a lot more reserved than our neighbors south of the border. Typically so, right? Especially when it comes to media and YouTube and platforms kind of like this, what I have right now. Not on this podcast. Not on this podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, I will say what needs to be said. Those kids need to get their ass kicked. Those kids need to get their ass beat. Now, you might think I'm being a little extreme here, Mike. Being a little extreme here. Go watch the actual video. I don't want to show it to you. It's that disturbing. Punching this woman in her face, dragging her down onto the floor, grabbing the son by his dregs, slamming his head into the ground, protecting, shielding his pregnant his mother while the sibling is in the mother's womb. They're punching, kicking it, and the thing is, these kids look like they're about 12 years old, 13, maybe somewhere between 10 and 13, probably doing this kind of stuff. And now these kids were beaten so badly, including the mother, that they were hospitalized. They were hospitalized because of this. And this isn't a woman that's like 3 months pregnant or something like that, to the point where you can't tell. They were following them. I mentioned to you, go watch the video. They were following them. This woman, you can see her stomach is starting to poke out. You can see that she's pregnant. And they were cornered with their back against a fence and assaulted. Go look it up. This is what I'm telling you. And these punk ass kids, who I don't know who's raising these kids, by the way. I don't know who's raising these kids, but they need a foot in their ass. Now, to me, not only do you have to look at the kids, you also got to look at the parents here. Because what kind of human beings are being raised that at this point in their life hasn't even begun for these kids yet? That's how young they are. That they would feel that it's necessary for them to attack a pregnant woman with her kids. What are we doing here? I mean, seriously, what are we doing here? And damn it, it's about time that the community came out and started raising hell for this type of bad behavior. Did you not see all the people in front of the school and the hospital saying that they were looking to whoop these kids' ass? I can't even blame them for it. I cannot even blame them for it. Because you know what? When you grow up in some of these rough ass neighborhoods, it's not solely parenting, it's also environment. It's also environment. And I don't know the situation with all of these kids, but I'm pretty sure that many of these kids also do not live in a two-parent household. I know that from experience. I'm telling you, a lot of them don't. Now, what is going to come out of this? I have no idea. But I know that the school is involved, the authorities are involved, arrests have been made. These kids are now going to be tied up in a court at a very young age. And I don't know what some of these kids are going to do to get out of this one, because it's all caught on video. It's all caught on video. And at some point, do we have to start holding the parents responsible at some point as well? Or do we just leave it solely on the kids? Because how in God's name do kids 11, 12, 13 think that it's actually a good idea to do something like this? This makes absolutely no sense. And the community, and these were black folk I'm talking about. The black community needs to stand up against this type of bullshit. Excuse my language. This is unacceptable. This is the lowest of the low for kids. Like this is as trifling, as low as it gets. And so, since a lot of people don't want to just come out and say it, especially here in Canada. Damn it, I'll do it for you. These kids need to get their ass kicked. I have 2 daughters. I have nieces. I have nephews. If I ever saw any of them putting their hands on a pregnant woman, anyone in general in that matter, but especially a pregnant woman, it wouldn't be good for them when they saw me or their parents. This is horrifying. And this is really when I mean, we know change needs to happen in my community with these damn little youngins, especially. But my God. And they said, you heard the woman in the video. She said this wasn't even the first time something like this has happened. Been getting into fights, vandalizing properties, all that kind of stuff. This is unacceptable, man. This is unacceptable. And it ain't just the kids. It's the damn parents as well that need to be held responsible. Disgusting behavior. And something needs to happen about it.